Officer Dan swooping in with another how-to. This time we're tossing on the GKTECH camber arms, otherwise known as rear upper control arms Rucas. Zip off those shiny lugs and put your wheel to the side. Here's the OEM arm looking all sad, and the two bolts we need to remove. We'll start by removing the rear nut, bolt, and washer, then the front nut and bolt, then remove the entire arm. Now let's unbox these bad boys, shall we? What you get in the box is your heims, your arms, and some dust boots. Hot damn. You want to start by removing the locking nut and inserts from the heim. Now these bearings are PTFE lined, so you don't need to run the dust boot if you don't want to. But you can run it. If you do run it, make sure that the bearing is not set to the left or to the right and is centered in its track. This is how you install said dust boot. Now thread the lock nut on. Insert the inserts, see what I did there, then install the heim to the camber arm itself. Now that it's wound in, let's go over the max safe adjustment lengths. Now that's going to be 84 millimeters or 3.3 inches total, with the extender's max length being 25 millimeters or 0.98 of an inch. This is being measured from the edge of the arm to the inside of the inserts. That's the best way to do it. Keep in mind that you can remove the locking nut for additional inward adjustment for that max camber, fam. Line up the OEM arm and the GKTECH arm on a bench and start from the max safe adjustment, then wind in. Once you've wound in, pop in your inserts, if they've fallen out, line those babies up, and it should be the same as OEM, so no alignment would be needed. Tighten them down on the bench, just make sure your heim is still centered and not to the left and right, especially if you run the dust boot. Once it's all tightened and centered, torque the Allen key to the spec shown here, then install the rear camber arm to the car. We're starting with the rear nut bolt and washer, and these look a little bit funny because we're using the GKTECH eccentric lockout kit, so that's why the washer looks different. Torque those to spec and move on to the front nut and bolt, and torque down to the specs shown here. Put your wheel back on. Torque down those GKTECH lug nuts to the specs shown on the screen. You're now set to shred. Officer Dan, meowed. Peep us on the YouTubes. Like, share, and sub.